Hi. So I went on to Facebook yesterday just to see what was up, you know, all that, and I start scrolling through my news feed. I see a status made by a kid, let's call him Robert, and it was very insulting. I noticed it has been deleted now, but it said something about along the lines of, I hate atheists. They are all stupid liars who are too ignorant to believe in what the Lord has done for us. They are so rude and stupid as to spit in Jesus' face and say that nothing of it ever happened. He basically said, like, they're all ignorant, they're all stupid, and atheism is a stupid lie made by the ones who are too ignorant or stupid or too scared again to believe in what the Lord has done for us. Now, this angered me. This angered me quite a bit. And I just had something to say to him. I go on to my Facebook status and I change it to say, an important point. I am a humanist. I do not go around insulting people who have faith in God. In fact, I respect them for their faith. I respect them for their commitment. Hearing them preach their beliefs does not bother me in the least, because it shouldn't. But for you to insult atheists and to generalize atheists for our non-belief is despicable. To refer to atheists as stupid is despicable. To refer to Christians as stupid is despicable. To refer to someone who has any faith in any religion is despicable. Not only that, but it is immature. It is these people that I have no respect for. It is these people who anger me. These people. These closed-minded, foolish, idealist people and their ingenuity that upsets me and leaves me shaking my head. To see you force-feeding your religion down others' throats gives me a headache. I have respected you, and this is the recognition I and people such as I get. To be hated, a generalized, ignorance-based stab in the back. To be hated for my beliefs, and I would never do the same to you and your faith. My mother and grandmother both have and had great faith in God and the Catholic religion, and they have respected my beliefs, and I have done the same. I don't see why you are unable to do so, and so I leave you at that for now. You see that this did not make me happy at all. And just to say, this kid Robert is 14 years old. He just turned 14 last month, April. It's hard to believe that it's 2012 and people are still hating each other for what they believe in. It sickens me. I want to be the best person I can. And to see someone insulting me when I haven't done anything to them, and they have insulted me instead. And in the past, this person has insulted me in the past and made me confess something that I really shouldn't have, and just made a complete mockery out of it. So, I said what had to be said, and all of a sudden I get a message that said this. Sorry, now I just have to look on the computer. No, never mind. Damn new layout. Sorry, this is like, I guess appears a little rude is all. So he inboxes me. Well, no, I message him. I hope you see my status and realize that you blatantly hurt my feelings. So he says sorry, and I go onto I check my notifications, and he wrote something on my wall. He said, "Sorry, but the following quote is very, very true. An atheist is a man who believes himself an accident." And, by Francis Thompson or Thompson, I'm not entirely sure. My pronunciation sucks. That quote, when I read it, that hurt. That was just adding salt onto my wounds. That was, for him to do that to me, for me to stand up for myself and others like me, and for anyone else that he would judge so impulsively, broke my heart. And to say, in this quote, it angers me, to say that someone thinks that they're a mistake. If you say that to someone, and you don't know where they are in their life at that moment, it could drive them to suicide. It could. And oh my god, I can't express my anger at that. So I just responded calmly to him, and I said, "I know that it is famous, but it is not true. And technically, you cannot say that it is. Are you an atheist? No. And basically, you're saying that I have no hope in life. Look up humanist, and you'll see how false that really is. You, also, in a certain light, are saying that I should not be what I am. I should be dead or faithful to your religion. I do not consider myself an accident. My parents wanted to have a child, and I was born. I do not consider myself an accident. I work to make my parents proud of me and who I am. I do not consider myself an accident. I can grow as a person just like anyone else can. I do not consider myself an accident. I create my own ideals and try to contribute to the overall knowledge of man. Try, I mind you. I do not consider myself an accident. I work to save myself from the clutches of hopelessness and sadness. I do not consider myself an accident. I have people who care and love about me. I do not consider myself an accident. I want to live and come to as many revelations as possible. I do not consider myself an accident. I accept my flaws as much as I can, no matter how many there are. I do not consider myself an accident. I have found a way to express myself. Drawing. I am not an accident. You are not an accident. No human has ever been an accident. You have no right to call one so, and if one is, you need to be there for them. It angered me. And so, another girl who shares the same views as I makes a status saying how insulting that was. Sorry. And she even reposted what I had wrote down and tagged me in it, which just made me feel like I actually helped someone, like I made a point. And that has to be one of the best feelings in the world. To know that you have done something to possibly influence someone to do good. That made me feel amazing. And you should, just as a side note, you should tell someone anything you can to just say you've proven a point, you've done something good. You just need to tell them that. I've gone a very long time without people other than my parents telling me that. And it can hurt. It can make you lose hope just like that. So he made a status saying, "I'm sorry, but atheists are stupid and bad people." Well, actually, here it is. Never mind. "I do not think of atheists as bad people. They are just wrong and should repent. Atheist is a man who believes himself an accident. The Lord gave his life for you, and yet you deny it. I'm sorry, try not to be mad, but it makes me sick." 14 years old, and he has this much prejudice and hate and ignorance. I don't want to feel like there are other people out there who have this. I want to appreciate that people can grow and grow past ignorance and prejudice and hatred, but seeing how much one person can have at such a young age, it really does get my hopes down, like it would anyone else. So, a very brave woman, the girl's aunt actually, commented, "Life is a journey and everyone has free will. It's a very personal subject, and when you make a personal statement, people take it personal. Acceptance is the key. Their feelings are okay as much as yours. This may give you a lesson about sharing your personal views. I'm sure that they will still be your friends. This is a way to get to know each other and learn boundaries." And I copy and pasted the status about accidents. And so he said back, "I did not say that you should be sad. I said that you are dying, that the Son of God did not save you, but he did. Atheism is a stupid lie which was made by those too scared or too ignorant to believe." And on top of that, too scared and too ignorant, T.O. And the woman commented, "Robert, this is her way of expression, not to hurt you, okay?" And I said to him, "Stop, you're being rude. You are being mean. You are being ignorant. I have nothing against your religion. I could be calling it a stupid lie. You sparked an argument that you refused to leave alone. I could say that Catholicism is made by those to cover a fear and ignorance of science. Atheism wasn't either. You have no right to say something like that. I do not either. Just stop, Robert. You and I are getting nowhere, and you are just hurting me in the process." I did nothing to hurt him in that conversation. I just told him the truth. I want to apologize because I can perceive some of the things I said as mean, but I didn't do it to intentionally hurt him. He did this to intentionally hurt people and try to change them to believe in what he believes because he thinks it's the only right thing. This is a young boy. This is a young boy who wants to be in the army, who wants to serve our country, a country of freedom, and has this much prejudice in him. He has this much hatred and misunderstanding for humanity within him. And I know that Jesus did not want Catholics to be this way. He wanted them to accept one another. He did not want judgment. And he is being a bad Catholic. Sorry. But this is a very important point that I have brought across. No one has any right to judge someone for what they are. No one has any right to try to deny you your freedom of thought. There are horrible things happening in the world right now because these people are not allowed to think for themselves. It is 2012, and we have still not grown past these primitive laws, these primitive boundaries we have created for ourselves. And I just want to see people grow past them. I want to see some people who, like me, believe in the values of humans rather than religion to keep them going. Sometimes I feel so alone because many people don't believe in that. And this is, for atheists too, who can't accept people who believe in a religion. A girl I'm friends with on Facebook and used to be good friends with, she posted a picture not too long ago of Jesus. And on it, it said, "Adults with imaginary friends are stupid." I was insulted at that. I was insulted at that. To be so hateful and to think that you are right when there really is no right in religion in this world. Well, I kind of take that back, but to think that you're right over everyone else, because of your differences, it's despicable. It just is sickening. It is... I just want to see if anyone else feels this way. They get as emotional as I do whenever they see anything like this. Because I do want to apologize to him and say I am sorry. I want to say that I may have hurt him and I never meant to, but I was standing up for myself. I am one who was bullied when I was little. And I couldn't stand up for myself because I was afraid of hurting the bully's feelings. In second grade, I heard say again, a girl in my class came up to me and said, "Go die, because no one will care." Second grade. 7 and 8-year-olds saying this to one another. It can be difficult to be a humanist in these conditions, but there really are good people. No matter all the bad things that have happened to me, to others, to this world, I still believe that we are good, that we can do good, and some people just don't think so, and you could see that there's a loss of hope for them instead, that they think they can rely on something to do good for them, or that because they think nothing can do good for them on the basis of religion, that they can just be mean. I should be able to say I am an atheist and a humanist, just as anyone can in this country can say I'm Catholic, I'm Protestant, I'm Jewish, I'm Muslim, without someone somewhere saying, "Stop. You are wrong. You do not need, you should not believe in what you believe in. You are trying to deny. You are trying to take away the right for a human to think. We are made to think. How do you think we got this far without thinking? We are allowed to have our own minds. And you have no right to say that someone can't believe in what they believe in." I just want to leave you at that. And I just felt this was important to say, very important to say. I felt that it was just, I felt that it needed to be said, and that I needed to get it off of my chest. I don't want to be afraid. I don't want to be discouraged at age 14 and think that there are bad people. There are. And no one likes knowing that. You know, the fact that he brought up religion so randomly over Facebook is just awful. He wants to get into West Point. They can check this. Sorry. I don't really think that religion should be debated about in public. I mean, just because it sparks so much anger, and it really is what has caused wars, what has caused innocent people to die. Look, a perfect example. Look at the Holocaust. It is people like this boy that have caused mass genocides like that. I don't want that history to repeat itself. I don't want to feel, even if it's not nearly as bad as that awful span of time. I just want to feel safe with being myself. I still believe in humans. I still believe that we can do good. But please, learn to accept others. This cannot be stressed enough. Anyone who is prejudiced like this is still primitive and is probably having wars going on with themselves. He even told me, "You know how religious my family is." That is not an excuse to go and hurt others. That is not an excuse to not be able to think outside of the box and think for yourself. Do we really need to be one mind? Where are we going to get? Where are we going to move to in history if we all share the same mind. The same mind will just make the same mistakes over and over again because this mind does not want to learn. So please, can you just think for yourself? Can you just think for yourself and accept others for who they are? That doesn't mean you necessarily have to like what they believe in, but accept it. It's as simple as that. It really isn't that hard. You're not gonna break a nail doing it. You know? I'm not the only one who feels this way, and I know that. But I really just felt like it needed to be said. You know, one more voice can help. I don't want to be. I'm not afraid to speak out for what I know is right. I'm not afraid to speak out and say, you need to be brave too. I put myself out on a limb doing that, and I did get hurt in the process. I got very hurt. I couldn't sleep last night at all. But I still did it. He put himself out on a limb to hurt others. And I put myself out on a limb to say, accept others. I still really do want to apologize. And as a 14-year-old girl, I am, still confused. And I realize that some of the things I say are hypocritical, like in this very video, but I'm trying to work over that. I really am. I want to be the best I can be. I know I can be hypocritical, and I accept that, so that way I can possibly work past it and just keep it away from me. It could also, it's the same way with accepting others. If you learn how to accept others, before you know it, you won't be prejudiced anymore. I might sound a little idealist here, but that's what I believe. We have the power to do that. So why should we not do that? I just really thank you for being able to watch this entire thing. And just thank you for listening to me. It really does mean a lot. Bye.